Multiplying and dividing fractions. To multiply fractions, we multiply across the numerators and across the denominators. You can simplify your fractions before multiplying, or you can simplify it after. You can reduce vertically or diagonally, not horizontally. So you can reduce this way, this way, this way, or this way, just not this way, because this is the direction we multiply. So if I were to simplify this before I multiplied, these are both divisible by 2. I have 1, 2, 2 2's. These are both divisible by 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. Then I multiply across 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Or we could multiply across 6 over 36 and then reduce here. Now they're both divisible by 6. 1 6 here, 36 divided by 6 is 6, so I'll get the same. Also, I can use my fraction key, 3, fraction key 4, times 2, fraction key 9, and I'm going to get 1/6. So here, I'm going to try to simplify first. 16 and 6 are both even, but that's the only thing I'm going to be able to simplify. So I'm going to cut them both in half. 16 divided by 2 is 8. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then if I multiply across, 5 times 8 is 40. 3 times 9 is 27. If I had put times 16 using my fraction key, I get 1 whole and 13 over 27s because I have an improper fraction. So mixed number and improper, they're both correct answers. Here, 5 and 15 are divisible by 5. 4 and 2 are divisible by 2. So I'm going to reduce 1 5 3 5s. I have cut that in half, cut that in half. So 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 3 is 6. Nothing here can be simplified this way, this way, this way, or that way. So I'm just going to multiply across. 1 times 5 is 5. 3 times 7 is 21. And it's in lowest terms. When I'm multiplying fractions and I have a whole number, I want to make it look like a fraction. I'm going to put my whole number over 1 so that I can multiply across. 1 times 8 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. When I have a whole number answer, I leave it as the whole number. I do not leave it over 1. These 2's will divide out to 1's. 7 over 14 are both divisible by 7. I have 1 7, 2 7's. Now I can multiply across. 1 times 1, 1 times 2, and my answer is 1/2. Again, I'm going to put this in fraction form so I can multiply across. 10 times 1 is 10. 1 times 3 is 3. 10 is not divisible by 3, and this is in lowest form. Dividing fractions, you have to change the second fraction. Division order matters. So it's multiplying by the reciprocal. The reciprocal means flip that fraction. For example, if you had 10 candy bars and you divide them all in 2 pieces, so you cut them all in half, you're going to have more pieces. You're not going to have 5, you're going to have 20. So I take that 10 and I flip my second fraction. So that's the reciprocal of 1/2. So now I multiply across. I'm gonna have 20 pieces after I cut each one of those 10 candy bars in half. So order is very important. So 10 divided into halves is 10 times 2. So let's just talk about finding this reciprocal. How do I flip all my numbers? Let's find the reciprocal of all of these. So I'm going to flip the fraction. And it's still negative. If your reciprocals are going to be the same sign. The reciprocal of 1, if I put this over 1 and make it look like a fraction, flip it, it's still going to be 1. So my reciprocal is 1. The reciprocal of 1/4 is 4 over 1, which we write as 4. If I want to flip this, I put it over 1, then I flip it. So it's going to be 1/17 and it stays negative. So to divide, we keep the first one, we change to multiplication and flip the second one. Keep, change, flip. Here, so now that I change this to multiplication, you can simplify this fraction. You can simplify this way or this way, but this example, you have 1/3 here and 5/3 here. So it's 1/5 times 5 over 8. Then you multiply across, you have 5 over 40, which are both divisible by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1, 40 divided by 5 is 8. So 1/8 is the simplest form. So let's just take a look on my calculator, on your calculator, 3 fraction key 15 divided by, I'm going to put the original problem in, 8 fraction key 5, enter, and the answer is 1/8. So let's do a couple problems. So I'm going to write the whole number as a fraction. Then I'm going to keep, change, flip. Multiply across, and that is 20 wholes, like the example we did before. I'm going to keep the first fraction times 4 over 1. This can simplify this way, or I can just multiply across. 3 times 4 is 12. Over 12 is going to be anything divided by itself is 1 whole. So 7/8 times 8 over 3. Now this is clearly going to simplify easily. I've got 8 divided by 8 is 1, 8 divided by 8 is 1. So 7 over 3, and that is in lowest terms, even though it's improper. Here, I'm going to make it look like a fraction, then flip. So 6/8 times 1/4. These are both even, so I can cut them in half. 3 times 1, 8 times 2 is 16, and that's reduced.